So today we are going to be packing up some things that we sold on eBay. We sold this Lakewood 3rd Gen P223. You might be like, why are you parting ways with this handsome, awesome looking fan? Well, I have 3 of them, and you may also say, who cares? Three's not enough. I hear you. What I've said in other videos, when I tend to bust out the Lakewoods, I tend to roll with the 1st gen and 2nd gen, but now that I've been like messing around, because I just acquired one a few weeks ago for $10, that's in awesome shape. And then I have another one that's physically in awesome shape, but it's problematic as I can't get the blade off the shaft. So as I've been working with them, I've been like, oh man, I really like these fans. Like, just like you get really involved with them. So this one I listed for $9.99, and you might be like, whoa, like they sell for 60, 70, 100, whatever. Well, I'm a big believer in letting the market set the price, right? So I put it out there for $9.99. I do this often when I sell stuff. If I have like inexpensive pieces of items, which I'll get into in a minute, I'll list for 99 cents. Something like this, I'll list for $9.99 and so forth. Last time I did this, and most times I do it, it ends up selling somewhere between $60 and $70. Cool. Collectors bid against each other. I set the bar low and let them go at it, which is cool. This time, it sold for $13.50. Somebody basically just stole this fan from me. Good for them. That's the risk you run if you start a low auction. Now, I was really surprised because there's a bunch of 3rd gens out there currently listed. They're asking $80 for. They're asking like higher prices for. So I thought for sure there'd be a little bit of bidding action going on, and it would end up selling for just under that. So like anywhere between $40 and maybe $60. But no, so maybe the person's a follower of the channel. Good for you. Congratulations. And you got a good one, because and there's video documentation of this. By now, it would have aired. I fully serviced this. I took the blades off, oiled the motor through the oil ports, cleaned all the dust off, all the fan parts, the blades, the grill, the cabinet, put a light coating of wax on everything. So this thing is ready to rock. And I'm kind of like, oh man, why am I selling it again? You might hear some noise in the background. Ironically, it's one of these running in the window. I have it on intake in front of the drying rack for my laundry. The one that's on intake there, it's actually the one that needs further attention because I can't get the blades off. It'll run, but it's not beautiful. Meaning the low speeds struggle, and I thought I could, by having it run a little bit, I could kind of break it loose a little bit more, which it has. So this box I inherited from someone who shipped me a fan. And what shipped in here was a Robeson, that Robeson Frigid model that I have, which is the exact dimensions of this one. Ooh, yes, I just caught the grill in that. So that grill that popped out like that has been like that, and I even try to address it in the video. I think a little glue, like a little, because basically a piece of plastic of the grill came off where it screws into the cabinet. So there's a piece of plastic that screws in, but the rest of the guard doesn't attach to that piece of plastic any longer, just over time. And I tried to finagle it when I was assembling it or reassembling it, and I kind of finagled it, but it just kind of went back to how it was. So there we go. Here is this. And I also document that in the eBay listing. I show a close-up picture of it. So, and maybe that's what drove the price down a little bit. But really, that's a minor thing, and it's an easy fix. Okay, so what I don't have with me is my computer. I left it at the other location because I'm going back there, and so therefore I cannot print the label. So I'm gonna have to do that another day. And I'm leaving town for business. So what I'm going to do, I'll be back pretty soon, is let the buyers know there could be a slight delay in shipping. I have found that most buyers, if you communicate and just say, hey, there's going to be a shipping delay, I'm going to get it out on this day, they're usually really good with it. I've also acquired, I know I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, I've also acquired way too many fans. So I sold one of the converted Air Kings on eBay not long ago. I need to create another listing for that because I want to see if there's a market for the converted HV version. You know, and if you're following the channel, I just got my hands on another P223. That stays down. Try one more. And I'm very pleased with that. So I'm kind of like, as much as I would love to fill my basement wall to wall, I'm also trying to be financially responsible right now because of the house. There's projects I need to do with the house that I should, even though fans, you know, I try not to, unless there's something really special that I want out there, I try not to spend more than a couple dollars on a fan. But it does add up. So I'm just canceling out these labels here. And it's annoying I don't have my computer because they make it really easy. You just print out the label and just tape it to the box and it's prepaid. You just walk in and drop it off. And sometimes when I'm traveling and the stores, the post office or whatever method it's going is closed, I'll just have a friend, I'll say, hey, can you just when you drive past, just drop this stuff off, and they usually do. Which is annoying because I gotta do it when I come back. And usually when I come back from a trip, it's like the last thing I want to do is deal with stuff that I left hanging over my head. Yeah, the original Robeson fan, this box, this came from Florida. Not the fan that's in here. The fan that is in here came from Pennsylvania. And I have to check the shipping label when I can get to that point to see where it's going. All right, so there's that. Now the next item is, I have this plastic container here. I'm using it for smaller eBay items. All right, so I have this Kenneth Cole watch that was given to me a long time ago. Now, a couple things. I used to be really into watches, and I kind of, my tastes have changed and whatnot, and this is the last of any watch I have other than a smartwatch. And since I got my smartwatch, I've been highly addicted to it. I felt like one of the last people I knew who jumped on. I was hesitant. I was like, no, I don't want that. That's overkill. Why would you do that? And now, just like with my fitness and everything, it's just like, wow, I'm learning stuff about myself that is just, I never knew. was just looking for a small box I can use for one of my items. But that watch, I think I can use this. So let's cancel this out. Yeah, so this watch I probably got 15 years ago or so. I've replaced the battery in it once or twice, but it was given to me as a gift, and I never, like, loved it. I liked it, but didn't love it. Recently, I sold a Citizen Eco Drive watch, and I put that on for like, I think I put it on for like 99 cents, or no, I put it on, it was a $500 watch when I first bought it, but I think I put it on for like $9.99, and it sold for, I think, over $100. And, you know, I listed it as for, it actually worked, because I charged it up, I put it in the sun, and it worked. But, so I was very honest with it. I just said, honest in my listing, I haven't used this in many, many years. It's just been sitting in a drawer. Might need to be serviced, however that means. But I know people, when I was looking at all the other listings for those things, there was people like basically selling theirs for parts and whatnot. So I thought, oh, okay, there's people out here who really know what they're doing with this stuff. So what I try to do is when I get stuff in the like mail or whatever to me, like little bags, I try to keep them. I try to snip them open at the top and keep them for things like this. Little bags. And then I just like fold it over and tape it shut and then adhere the label to the front. So we're gonna do that here. I lost the tape. I put it down behind you. And again, it's annoying because I don't have this stupid label with me. You know, the irony of where the computer's at now, there's not a printer there, so it's like, although I have that other Toshiba computer here, but it'd be a hassle to connect it to the printer, because it's one of those wireless printers. I guess I could plug into it. You know, the other thing too is you gotta remember what you put where with this stuff. So sometimes, I hope you're seeing all this. Yeah, sometimes I'll just write like watch. So this way, when it's time for me to get this stuff out the door with the labels. So here is a, so the watch sold for 99 cents. No, that didn't go up. So there's that. Here's a C270 HD webcam. And the thing is, like, I probably have like 7 webcams and I'm never ever going to use them. So I have one in there, I have one in another location, I have a spare here, and then I think others I've like either given away or whatever. So we're gonna go ahead and cancel this out. And I think I used it once. Because when I had the Midwest location for work, those of you who follow, that was a previous job I had another residence. And I set up another home office there. So I basically had my exact setup. And then I had a physical office at the office as president there. And I think I had my own webcam, meaning like I had bought it myself. So like when I left, I took it with me. And so I thought that one, and then I had one here already, or one from my regular home office, and then there's another location, condo location, and it just got way confusing. So anyway, I listed this for 99 cents as well, and that's what it sold for. But if I can, plus shipping with all this stuff, of course. But if I can, you know, because ultimately what happens is you hang on to this stuff, and you hang on to it for so long it becomes outdated or you can't use it, and then And then you end up throwing it out, right? So like for me, somebody who needs a webcam, and maybe they're like, okay, I don't want to buy a brand new one for whatever they cost now. I'm gonna look for a used one. Cool. I bought one. Saves it from ultimately going in the landfill, and it gets something that's like next to new. So you can't really go wrong there. So I'm just gonna write can. All right. The last thing was a frustrating thing. So maybe 10 years ago, I tried to buy a set of Beats headphones. And I was like, these are pretty inexpensive. I bought them, and I realized these were the non-Bluetooth pair, which I didn't even thought they made. They're like wired only. So I kept them on my nightstand and would just use them if I was listening to like sports talk radio to fall asleep and whatnot. Over time, the earmuffs part, the pads, disintegrated. But in my Bluetooth pairs, that has happened as well, and they make replacements. They're just held on by glue. You just pull these off. So they sat around forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And I thought to myself, why don't I list them for 99 cents and just be totally honest with what's up with them? So they sold, and I never got paid for them. Listed them again. They got sold. Same person ended up went in, didn't pay for them. It just went on like 3 times, and I kind of gave up on them. I just like didn't relist them for a while because I'm like, it's the same troll that keeps doing this. What are they hoping that I'll ship it and like before they pay for it? No. So ultimately, so I can get this box work. So ultimately, someone else bought them and paid like right away. But again, 99 cents. Just trying to see. Nope, that's construction going on. Expecting Eddie to come over. Alright, so we'll wrap that. And all these materials are just materials that I'm essentially recycling and sending back out. But this box, it's clear to me now. It was, I think my Xfinity router or whatever was in here. Alright, so there's that. Take this one out. So there is a viewer out there who watched me do this before. I was selling some things a couple months ago, and sometimes, I don't always do videos of this, but sometimes I do. And the guy, I had an object. It was actually a data logger. Hello. All right, I had a visitor, so we have this wrapped up here. So just, even though I'm going to put the label right over this, I just want to cancel it out. And I kick myself for not having a computer, because then you just throw all this stuff in the car and then deal with it. Okay, so that's it. So we have headphones, we have a watch, we have webcam, and a fan. So, all right. And I think I started to say, and I got cut off or distracted, that I did have a viewer at one time as I was trying to pack a data logger, which is very, very rugged. It's a water quality logger, so it's very rugged. You can't break it. And I was putting it in a box, and the box was, I agree with him, was a slightly too small. But then, you know, I packaged it up. I didn't use a ton of packing or whatever, because I knew it would be fine. I like worked at the company that sold these years ago. I just know. Guy hammered me with like a paragraph in the comments, just tearing me. He's right. Should have used a different box. You know, he was a career. I think he worked in a warehouse for like his career, maybe retired or something like that, and just like was appalled with what he saw and just cut me in half. So if you don't like how I package something here, maybe constructive criticism will resonate a little further. But I have thick skin. If you certainly can tell me. But I think this is pretty good. A watch, I mean, especially from like 99 cents items, and then a fan. So the good thing is this packaging. This fan came from UPS from Florida. Well, not this fan, but a fan in here, unscathed, and it's running in the window. Or it's not running in the window right now, but it's in the window, and it works totally fine, no issues. So I'm gonna recycle that and recycle some of these packages, and that's it. So thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe.